welcome back to my channel. I just finished Babel this morning, so I will have thoughts about that later on in this vlog. And then my next reads, let me put you right here. So my next reads are gonna be these Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan. I know this is a fantasy romance. I don't know anything about it, so I wish I could tell you more, but I'm going into it blindly, which is how I like to go into fantasy specifically. I would like to know like a little bit about the world and see like what to expect, but when it comes to like the storyline, I don't want to know anything about it. So there's that. I also have the second book in my shelf, so if I'm done with this one, I might jump into the second one as well. We have a whole week, so we'll see. All right, so then we have Demon in the Woods, or In the Wood, which is a Shadow and Bone graphic novel. This is by Leigh Bardugo, which is the author of Shadow and Bone, and then Danny Pendergast, which I'm assuming is the illustrator. So if you guys can see, it is a graphic novel. I'm very excited about it. I love graphic novels. My favorite is Heartstopper, of course. And then we have How the King of Elfame Learned to Hate Stories by Holly Black. This is a follow-up to the Folk of Air series, which is a trilogy that I read in 2022. So this is the first book I read this year. So I went into this book thinking that it was gonna be like school, just a lot of like plot twists and like just action and all that. That was not this. That was not this at all. I guess what I'm trying to say is this was not very like adventurous, and I felt like I was more like learning, which again, I feel like the way it was delivered, it was great, because for someone who doesn't know, like English is my second language, so for me, I feel like sometimes learning about words and like literature and like that has a name, literacy, is that how it's called? Whatever, you know what I mean? Like those things, like sometimes it takes a little bit longer for me to understand. It was easy to understand, like easy enough for me to like keep going with the story and not have to stop and think about what has been taught to me, you know what I mean? Like I feel like I was able to understand, oh wow, that's crazy, because it talks a lot about, I think it's called etymology. You know what I'm talking about, like where words come from and how they're made and all that, like the origin of the word. Like I was able to understand it, but at the same time, I don't think I wanted it. Like it was nice to know, and like I wish we had like, yeah, one without and one with it. Like one with just like the plot and the story, and then one without, like with the rest of the stuff that's in here. I understand that for some people that makes this an amazing book. I guess it was just not for me. I gave it 4 stars anyway, because even though it was like a 3-star for me, I know what it was meant to do and I understand it, and I agree with all of the arguments and criticism that this book brings. I feel like I could relate to the characters. That's another thing. I feel like even though I love Rami and Victor, I think it's Victory or Victor. I'm gonna say Victor. Even though you were rooting for them and you like them, I feel like we didn't really get to know them that well. I would just say for me it was a 3-star, and I wish I would have taken out, like I could have taken out like the etymology and all that she tries to teach us, that I care about, but I was just like, I wish I knew about it. Like I was prevenida, I forgot how you say prevenida, I will put the word, but I wish I was like prevenida of that aspect of this book. But yeah, those are my thoughts. I would say like I gave it a 4 stars in Goodreads, and I gave it a 3.5 in Storygraph. Anyways, so I was reading Demon in the Woods. I was gonna show it to you, but it's under my camera. So I am gonna try to like tidy up my bedroom. I don't know if I'm gonna film myself doing that, but if I do, it will come right after this. If I don't, then I'm probably gonna be reading Demon in the Wood. So I finished Demon in the Wood. I actually really liked it. I feel like I would have appreciated it more if I had read the Shadow and Bone series before, but I have not. I wonder if I watched the TV show, would I have an appreciation for this even better. I didn't rate it because I felt like it was not fair for me to rate it when I'm not really like I don't know anything about the character, and this is supposed to be like a prequel. So I didn't want to, you know, give it a bad rating and ruin its overall rating based on someone who doesn't really know anything about this world or this character or anything. So yeah, for the little that I know, I did enjoy it, and it was a pretty quick. I feel like it took me like 30 minutes to go through the whole thing. Really fun short story if you're looking for something quick to read. Hey guys, today is Saturday. I'm not gonna lie, Saturday, January 7th. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even read last night. Like, I feel like after I got through Demon in the Wood, I was just done because I felt a little bit of a burnout coming up when I finished Babel. Because it was like way too long and too much information and all that. So I read something easy, like a graphic novel. I feel like today I am in the mood to read, so I'm gonna make myself some coffee, and then I'm gonna end up downloading my editing software and all that again, and just like uploading some things to Pango, some things to Mercari. I'll link everything down below if you're interested on buying anything. And yeah. So I'm reading Nick and Charlie. It looks like this. Alright, so like I didn't know that there was gonna be like a gap between Heartstopper and this one, because in this one Nick is graduating like high school, which by the way they're doing like a High School Musical theme type of thing, and I am here for it because I love High School Musical. I am that 30-year-old that still listens to High School Musical. So in this scene, he's talking about things that they do in each other's house, and he says play video games, watch TV, homework, naps, make out, and then he says have sex. And I had to stop because I don't remember them ever having sex. And where was that? Like, is that what we're gonna get in volume 5? Like, I just want to know, like, obviously I don't want to hear about the whole like sex part, but like I want to know what Charlie was feeling before and after, you know what I mean? Like, especially with him being like so nervous around Nick sometimes, like I would have loved to see how that went, you know, like how it got started or who initiated it, like what was said, you know what I mean? That would have been something that I would have enjoyed seeing. I personally came out as bisexual after college, so Nick is talking about how nervous he is to go to college, and like how, because he looks like a straight guy basically, he's gonna have to basically come out all the time to everyone, and he doesn't know how comfortable he is doing that. I personally have never had an issue coming out. Like, as soon as I realized I was bisexual, I made sure that like at least the people I know knew, which is very privileged, not gonna lie, because most people don't have that experience. I just don't care if people will accept me or not, basically, you know, like I'm letting you know because I love you and you're a big part of my life, but you don't have to accept me. I didn't care, so that's why maybe like it's easy for me to come out. But yeah, I never thought about that. I feel like that would have made everything very hard, especially like being new in college is already hard. Like, imagine like having to make friends and then like come out to people that you don't even know if they're gonna be homophobic or not, or if they're gonna see you differently. Like, I don't know, it's just like a good perspective that I never really thought about. They're so cute. They're so cute. Look at them here cuddling. I love them. I cannot get enough of them. I feel like they make me so happy, so genuinely happy. Y'all see my eyes? I am freaking crying. Like, what he saw when he like got the photos developed. I'm sorry, but like, Charlie's got game. What? Even I blush. Like, are you flirting with me? I love him. You guys, oh my gosh. Listen to this. I'm not gonna spoil it, but I'm just gonna tell you like the first 2 sentences so that you know why I'm freaking out, okay? He says, I don't know if it's because we're feeling especially emotional or we're just tired or these past couple of weeks have been too much. But this time reminds me so much of the first time we had sex. And then he says, we were both fucking terrified. And then he keeps talking about it. Did I not just say that I wanted to know about how he felt? Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay. So that was Nick and Charlie. I am so happy. I feel like every time I read anything about Nick and Charlie, I am like, yes, and I'm happy for like the rest of the day. I just love them so much. I cannot stop smiling every single time I read one of their stories, and this one is no different. I was kind of like bummed that it wasn't like in comic form, or like graphic novel form, but we did get like some pictures, and it kind of felt like what I used to read like in middle school and stuff like that. This is just a very feel-good story about 2 teenagers who fall in love, and it's just they're all like very short, quick, to the point, and like this whole book was about a fight they had because Nick is going to college and Charlie's having a hard time with it. So this is just like one situation. This is not even like days. I think this took place in like maybe 3 weeks. So yeah, I'm gonna make rice and then I will keep reading the King of Elfame one. So I'm on chapter 26, I think, of These Twisted Bonds. Yeah, chapter 26. I made a few annotations, as you guys can see, and I am actually really liking this story. I'm not like obsessed with it like I was with like Daughter of the Moon Goddess, where I was like, oh my gosh, I need to like hurry up and finish eating so I can get back to my book. Or like today we went to Lowe's and I wasn't like dying to get back home to finish reading it, so I'm not like hooked in that sense where like, oh my gosh, all I think about is the book, but I'm enjoying it. I think this is the most romance I've ever read in any fantasy book I've ever read. So I was Team Sebastian for a while, but then I feel like now he's showing like a little bit of a toxic side, and I mean, I don't know how I feel about him, so we'll see how the story goes. Okay, so this got super good at the end. Like I was like, okay, this is like a 4-star, you know, it's good, but I'm not like obsessed with it. But then like towards the end I was like, hold up, this is feeling a little bit like a 5 stars. So I gave it 4 stars, but I'm still thinking about it. The plot twist at the end was more of a surprise. I mean, not surprise, but still disappointed, you know what I mean? So yeah, this got really spicy at the end too. Like I was like, you guys are going there. You guys are going there. I was gonna go read How the King of Elfame Learned to Hate Stories, but I kind of want to get into this one right away, so I think I'm gonna go read this one instead after I shower. Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm gonna give you a little update. I slept on it. I think I'm gonna give this a 4.5 on Goodreads and then a 4 stars on Storygraph because I highly recommend it and I like it. I feel like, okay, so the only thing I did not like about this, which I did not mention yesterday, is that it has very unlikable characters. I do not feel any connection to any of them. The story is great. I'm not rooting for them. I'm not rooting for them like I normally am for my characters. Like, I don't care if they get a happy ending. I do not care. Like, if one of them dies, I won't be heartbroken about it. Like, I just don't care for them, even though I want to. So, I just wanted to say that because I think I didn't tell you guys that yesterday. I just told you that I wasn't rooting for any of the guys. Like, I'm not in any of the teams because I really don't like any of them. And then while I was thinking about that last night, I was like, I don't care about her either. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't care for them. So yeah, anyways, I will be getting into these today. Not these. this today. Hopefully I can finish the other book that I have as well. I've been trying to finish that for like a week now. So I am at 80%. I'm like at page 155. I say 80% because I'm reading it on Kindle and I'm really enjoying it. I'm giving it like maybe 4 stars. It's not like a 5 stars reads for me, but it is definitely a 4 stars. I love the illustrations and everything. They're so pretty. Like, can we talk about Carden here? Beautiful. I feel like in the Folklore trilogy we didn't get that much from him. Like, we got him being mean and him, I don't want to spoil it, but like basically like we don't get that much from him. It's mainly about Jude and her journey. So I feel like this book is good for those who wanted like a little bit more of Carden and to understand how he was in the trilogy better, you know? Anyways, I'm really enjoying it. I'm probably gonna give it like 4 stars. Also, I finished this audiobook. I think it's called Below Zero. Sorry, I'm just inserting a picture while I'm editing, but I think it's called Below Zero. It's by Ali Hazelwood. I put it on Goodreads. Not me reading another Ali Hazelwood after I said I wasn't going to. I only listened to it because I got it on my library hold and it became available and I wasn't even aware that I had it on hold still. So I was like, you know what, it says 4 hours, I can do that in like 2 hours, I'll be good. So I listened to it and it was kind of hot. It was actually my favorite novella by Ali Hazelwood. I would say it's kind of like Love Hypothesis and then Below Zero, and then every other book I read sucked. So anyways, that's kind of like my thoughts on Ali Hazelwood. Sorry. Hey guys, so I'm here to end this vlog. I want to give you some thoughts about a few books. This one took a turn that I was not expecting. I actually ended up enjoying this a lot more than I thought I was going to. And I loved how much romance was in this. I feel like I'm on a little bit of a romance slump, so I cannot get into any romance right now. So the romance in this one was very good. I feel like last time I talked to you guys, I said that I was not feeling anything towards these characters, and I don't think I ever got attached to them like the way I do with other characters. But for not feeling so much for them, I still feel like I felt the romance and I believed it. It was just really, really good. I feel like there was a lot of character development, at least with her. I ended up liking her a little bit better at the end of it, but I'm still not like, you know. I feel like most of the issue that was going on was because she was stubborn. Basically, like if she would have just not been as stubborn as she is, I feel like the conflict of this whole series would have been solved, which is why it wasn't like an all-time favorite series, and maybe why I didn't connect to her as much, because I didn't feel like I feel like she could have just solved the issue right away if she wasn't so stubborn. So I didn't feel so bad for her like I am for other characters. You know what I mean? Anyways, that's what I wanted to say about these two. I enjoyed it. 4 and 4.5, which is pretty high. I'm trying not to give out 5 stars left and right like I normally do. So yeah, I feel like 4 stars would have been good for that. This one, on the other hand, I think I gave it either 4 or 5. I don't remember. But I did enjoy this book a lot. It's really short. I feel like the best way I can describe this without spoiling it is everything we didn't get from Carden in the Folk of Air series is right here. This book helped me understand why he was the way he was, how he grew up, what was he surrounded with. Like, it just explains a lot, and I feel like it gave me everything I didn't know I needed about Carden. So yeah, that's it for this vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in my next one.